Hey everybody, welcome to Oath League. Again, we are here week number 4 with the Croutons and Parakeets. I'm Kaylor. I'm going to be casting tonight with my buddy Brock down here in Atoka. Brock, how you doing tonight?
I'm wonderful. I'm excited for some Overwatch. Having watched the Croutons play last week against the Atoka, I'm excited to see what they're going to pull out tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have two teams on paper, pretty dang similar. 2-1 records coming into week number 4. Croutons have the edge on that map advantage we've talked about a couple times. So their map differential from game to game is a little bit higher, but overall
Mhm.
on paper, equal wins, equal losses. It's going to be an exciting opener tonight for week 4.
Oh yeah, and just for all the people that are wondering, the Glitch and Atoka game isn't being streamed tonight. Just so everybody knows, if you were looking for either Glitch or Atoka, they're not being streamed this week, so that way we can showcase like teams like the Croutons tonight and the Parakeets.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to get everybody on time, get some screen time, and then, cycle those teams in, get those players some shots at their highlight reels as we go tonight to Ilios to open us up as we wait for the teams to get ready here in the lobby. Brock, how's esports been for you guys in Atoka? I know we've got a big event coming up here, not too long.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been actually crazy trying to get everything lined up. For those that don't know, for the Shadowcat Invitational that's going on March 23rd, make sure you tune into Twitch. The Oath guys are actually being the biggest part of the production crew, with me being very small in it, but they are going to deliver a wonderful product. I'm excited to see it just because it's going to be different than what I'm used to, because I'm used to my little computer in the dojo running it. But I'm excited to see like you and Epi, who our man behind the scenes, Epi, really controlling everything and making that event crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to give it our best shot. It's certainly going to be a whole nother level of production aesthetic for us doing a live event and a streamed event. So we are definitely looking forward to coming down, hanging out with you guys
Oh
and
yeah.
the 7 other schools you've kindly invited to your
Hmm.
invitational down there. We're still waiting on the teams to get ready here to go live, but going to Ilios, a map we've seen, control map. I think I'm a big fan of control maps. It kind of takes away some of the cheesier aspects of abusing map geometry and hiding and attack defense. It's
Hmm.
two teams equidistant from the point, fighting over a point, skill versus skill, comp versus comp. Croutons, we've seen them bring a lot of different things to the table, lots of different dynamics and their abilities. Parakeets, we've seen some different stuff from them. They're kind of our a student assistant team, but really helping us out tonight, letting the Oath League teams get that extra experience.
Yeah, and we're talking about the croutons. I honestly don't know what to expect. I know that there are specific heroes that different players like. I know Cyrus is a big Diva fan. I know that Finn and Squid have been on multiple sports from Brig to Anna. Got a little BAP in there, so it's kind of interesting. And Dabin, Dabin, who knows what Dabin will pull out?
Yeah, yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing what their coaches have been working with on with them. Getting those 2 practices a week lets the teams really kind of find their momentum, find their comps, get their comfort picks, but also work on trying to develop new abilities and new comps and maybe find something that really works for them that they wouldn't have tried otherwise. So really curious to see what the croutons bring out. They have some returning croutons, Cyrus, Dabin, their kind of returning glory to their croutons from the inaugural season, and they're going to be some supported tonight as some of the players weren't able to make it. We got Wraithmaster in for Bob Soup on tank, and Imperium in for Imaram, helping us out, trying to
Hmm.
get some subs in so we can go 6v6 as we get ready to launch the lobby for our first point here on Ilios at the well. So I know last week you're a big fan of the environmental kills, and this is the one point we're going to open up with looking at environmental kills.
Yeah, you've got the whole one side of the map, literally just an open spot to just boop somebody off, but also you've got the massive hole of death right in the center of the point that you have to be very wary of from Lucio's, Farah's, Roadhogs. Pretty much any character that can move somebody can move you into that hole, and it's just GG from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely looking to see some creative environmental kills here as our first set of comps come out now between the Croutons and the Parakeets, and a little more technical side from the Parakeets. I'm curious to see how the Croutons counter this. Maybe not something they would encounter as a composition too often. Looks like Croutons coming out, you know, fairly typical for what we've seen, a fairly comfort comp for them, but a comp they play really well. So we'll see as they go here. 5 seconds to the doors open. Brock, we're getting ready for Week 4 Overwatch.
Oh, I know. I'm excited because I see that the Parakeets have a Pharah, and the Pharah has been a bane of my existence. And I was about to say it's weird to see a Pharah without a Mercy, but we see Rose swap into it. I think Dabin may be being very aggressive to try to take care of that Pharah for his team.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the team's gonna go in here on the coast side, as we call it, there on the attacking right side of the map, out there under the lighthouse. They're gonna try to feel out. It looks like the ball from Dongadong is gonna get in there to try to disrupt, but Cyrus quickly going tank on tank to take down Lunakir on the Sigma, and Imperium gonna find Doodle. So 1 tank and 1 support already going in favor of the Croutons now as they're looking to take point control. So a pretty quick 2 picks and a 3rd pick on a tank, Brock. So Croutons starting out strong.
Yeah, and I'm loving to see these 2 healers, you know, both healers for the Croutons, both Finn and Squid, sitting at 50 and 70 ult charge already, and we've barely gotten into this match.
Yeah, absolutely. And right there, we saw Croutons doing an excellent job countering that Pharah with some kind of unintuitive plays. Wraithmaster using that jump pack on Winston to get up there and get some damage. He's going to fall to those balls of Sigma as he's bouncing those around the corner. So the Pharah still, you know, by all accounts, kind of uncontested. You know, Squid's Anna can throw in some DPS there, but kind of uncontested with that pharmacy for the Parakeets is Chiz. Gonna find some rockets from above on Imperium now as Cyrus gonna be demeched very quickly and stuck into a corner, but Finn spinning to win his own way there on Lucio doing his wall ride, trying to delay as much as possible and finding a ton of time for the Croutons to roll almost towards 50% as they trickle back in now. But there we see Lunakir going ahead and use that Sigma ult to disrupt the team. Chiz finding 3 of his own, and they're gonna clean up now. So Parakeet's gonna turn it over here fairly slowly, Brock. So almost 60% for the Croutons now as they're forced to reset finally.
Yeah, and I think the Lunakir actually had to forcefully use his ult. It looked like Finn had gotten the right position to boop him on in, and had he not used it, he would have fell into the hole.
Yeah, absolutely. No, looking here, though, the Croutons, almost all of their full ult economy coming online. Imperium working through 90%. Unfortunately, he's going to fall, so his ult not going to be a factor in this fight. But let's see here. The Crouton Cyrus is his classic, getting that nuke in, and that's a big one to get rid of 1 support, denying healing, though. But it looks like Rosethorn going to be able to get the revive as the trade now, as the Parakeets looking to have 4 of their ults online. But Finn, with the environmental, the boot, finding BAP off the map.
No, I love to see a good boop. It's just fun to watch Lucio, just good Lucio players like Finn right now, just so aggressive in his movement because he knows that it's hard to hit him.
Yeah, absolutely. So Finn doing a good job trying to, again, he gets another boop. He's going to find Diva down the well. So Finn doing a great job there, trying to pull the attention away from his teammates to get the Parakeets to look back at the point now, as this is where the uncontested pharmacy is going to really hurt, as that Pharah is so mobile to be able to move around the map so quickly and apply damage and apply pressure to the enemy team almost at will now, as here comes the Dabin Nanoblade, looking to go up in the air to try to anti-air blade that Pharah. Gonna be not denied there as that lamp comes in late, so but it's enough to push them onto the point. So they break the choke, Brock, and now the fight has kind of spread onto the point. But Chiz still finding 2 and backed up by that Valkyrie from Rosethorn's Mercy is Tarangalilla, I guess as we'll say it, finds one with the Deadeye there now. Is point control still handedly in favor of the Parakeets, as the Croutons have used most of their ult economy to try to pressure them off the point.
And we see Dabin has swapped to the Tracer to really get to the point fast and be a Tracer and be in there and be aggressive and be annoying. That seems to be the Tracer way to play.
Absolutely, and it looks like the trickle in has worked. Wraithmaster we saw there denying Lunakir out of his ult, so Lunakir investing the ult but getting killed, so that ult charge is gone, and as they rotate back to reset, the Croutons take point control. So moving on past 70% here, looking to see how they kind of collect together to deny the retake. And you know, if if Parakeets win this team fight and get the cap, it's pretty much going to be point over with 99% to their favor.
You know, I'm interested to see who Squid 14 is going to nano without the Genji to nano this time.
Yeah, and then we saw Chiz there with the very flanky barrage. Gonna get Imperium, but not before Cyrus does a good job of trying to DM some of that away, but Chiz still uncontested, being able to just fly into the back line and rain rockets down as we go 99 to 99. But this is what I had talked about earlier. We see the Parakeets have pretty much won the team fight, and we have Dabin and Finn trading out, trying to get touches to keep that overtime alive long enough for his team to get back. The Croutons looking to come back, trying to find a way in as Dyrus is going to throw the nuke from downtown. Unfortunately, Parakeets were ready for that one.
I honestly thought that was just going to barely hover above the hole to just get a whole bunch, but it just happened that they were ready.
Absolutely, and a good purple there from Squid. Unfortunately, he goes down. And Dongadong going to invest the nuke, but Cyrus unable to get that touch. It looked like he was just off the point as that overtime burned down. So a good contest from the Croutons, Brock, for that first point. You know, unfortunately, didn't go their way. A lot of good team fights, but the Parakeets, you know, that Pharah just uncontested. The Croutons really didn't pick into it to try to deny that airspace.
Yeah, and so we see here Finn and Squid with almost with 4.5 and 5K healing apiece. That's some big heal numbers. That's a good way to keep your team in the fight and keep it going. And it's crazy to see Cyrus actually on top of the damage board there with 4.5K by himself.
Yeah, and the interesting thing to me is how close that game went. You know, 99 to 100. The eliminations strongly in favor of the Parakeets, but the scoreboard certainly, you know, that game was much closer played out than the eliminations would say. And as we go doors open now to point number 2, Croutons looking to find some momentum here as the pharmacy is going to come right back at them from the Parakeets.
You know, it's one of those ideas of if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and it worked. So I think they're going to give it another shot.
Absolutely, and we see the Ashe there finding Finn with those scope shots, but Imperium now opting for the Widow, so we see it, Dabin and Imperium double picking now to deny this pharmacy, going both into hit scan. Dabin now rolling onto the McCree, trying to find just that extra little bit of damage between himself, Imperium, and Squid to get rid of that pharmacy now. As Parakeet's going to take first point control and get some percentage going in their favor, but the Croutons getting in a good position, finding some damage in there, finding some picks, trying to split the Parakeets up to find those first eliminations as they trade out. Finn again being found out by the Ashe, but Wraithmaster doing a good job with that Tesla cannon on from his Winston, finding Lunakir on Sigma.
You know, and I'm loving the mobility that we're seeing from Cyrus, Wraithmaster, and Finn there. All three of them on point, somehow dodging bullets like they're from Wanted, just doing a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. So we see now Parakeets pushing more forward from that point. You know, as you get away from the point into the enemy team side, it gives you a lot of areas to hold your choke and really kind of deny space to the enemy team. They have to come through very specific areas now, as Lunakir looks like finds the edge of the map, unfortunately. So that's one shield down, though. This may be the opening the Croutons need. Oh, that nuke being dropped in the save. Dabin finding the flashbang elimination, but that Bob being a 7th teammate, a great sleep by Squid, unfortunately woken up there by Cyrus's boosters. And Bob clearing out. Wraithmaster finding Chiz with the environmental kill, so a couple environmental kills now from the Croutons, doing it in style there, hopefully winning this team fight and taking point control. Cyrus there finding Rosethorn with the nuke, throwing it downtown.
Dragon coming from all the way in spawn.
Yeah, so that dragon using to split it up, but Imperium gonna walk through the tail of that dragon, unfortunately maybe giving away a free elimination, but not before he found 2 eliminations himself. So a long walk back, Croutons looking to set up on defense and try to chip away here at the 78% of the Parakeets, who have, you know, a little bit of ult economy, maybe a little bit behind in the ult economy, Brock, as we see Finn about ready for that Lucio beat, which can offer some great sustain.
You know, and Kayla, I'm loving this. We saw Finn go ahead and touch the Parakeet side of the map, trying to get a little bit of an idea where they're coming from.
And we see there the Lunakir Sigma ult again, lifting up, denying space. And we see Dabin finding the double with the nano boosted Deadeye, so giving that little bit of extra health and damage resistance giving him the sustain for 2 with the Deadeye, and then finding the left clicks onto Lunakir. So a great hold there by the Croutons, kind of weathering the storm, denying some ult economy there. Lunakir investing the Sigma ult on behalf of the Parakeets, and we still see ults coming online for the Croutons. So a fantastic hold as they look to push out now and try to put pressure on the Parakeets, returning that favor from early in the game.
Yeah, and you gotta love that aggression. You know, they won that fight without the use of very many ults, and just decided that they were going to push in and make use of the space that they created.
Absolutely. So Squid gonna use the sleep there, and Cyrus finding Lunakir with the nuke from the side there. The res unfortunately gonna come in now as Parakeets taking point control there, as the Croutons look to try to stay alive with 3 ults online, so getting close to 100%. Oh man, and unfortunately you're finding 2 late eliminations on the full reset, and the Croutons not able to touch. So a 2-0 for Ilios going over to the Parakeets, but certainly not out. Croutons again, you know, finding just that little bit of momentum, Brock, to go forward and try to chip away, and just that last little bit just slipping away at the end as Dabin here, as we see the nano boosted Deadeye from his McCree finding
and
the quick 2.
Trying so hard to block it, just couldn't quite get high enough.
And a good job there finding a 3P. So a close match, Brock. I mean, certainly could have gone either way from the team fights that we saw. You know, little things here or there for either team could have sent that as a 1-to-1 or the full distance.
Yeah, and I think what happens is you know, we saw that whole idea. We've talked about it a lot. That whole, if you ulti first in a fight, a lot of times that fight's going to come your way. And it seemed like the Crouton just want to hold on to it just to make a good spot. They got pushed in right towards the end when they had point, and I think there was 3 ultis online, 2 of them being support ultis, but still very good ultis online. And I think they might have hesitated just a tad, and that might have been what got them beat for that last round right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, certainly no bonus points, you know, for finishing a map fully with ults in the bag. But the team fights, though, Croutons taking it the distance, doing a great job. You know, picking into that pharmacy comp, doing a better job, you know, denying that airspace and making that Mercy uncomfortable. We'll see how the teams are going to come out next for their map pick, as it looks like we're going to try to go to Dorado. So, you know, an escort map, a payload map. Now we're picking, now the control point, you know, you're going to fight around it as it moves through the map. So a little more attack and defend centered around your compositions.
Oh yeah, and Dorado's a fun map. There's a lot of cheeky things you can do, from I don't know, watching some spawn doors, from some cheeky nades that you can throw from the very first, and lots of good defensive spots, but also really good ways to sneak up behind defensive spots. So I mean, there's a lot that can go on this map at any given time.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that divey composition with Cyrus and Wraithmaster playing the Diva Winston, you know, tons of mobility, especially if you work in dabbing on the Genji or the Tracer. Even if the defensive team takes a strong high ground position, there's so many flank routes that the high mobility tanks and DPS can get around behind you. And even looking for Finn to get, you know, if he's on the Lucio, you know, one good boop and you can push an entire defensive team off their high ground and force them into a fight that they don't really want to take.
Yeah, and it's scary. You were mentioning Lucio. Lucio is scary, but to be honest, for me, the Tracer pick from Dabin last round terrifies me, just because a Tracer is very annoying and it bugs the fire out of me, because she jumps your backline. Your backline's now needing peel, or they're going to die, or she's annoying your tank so much that your tank has to turn around, and now your DPSs are taking fire because there's no shield to block for them.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we go back, everybody in chat, keep cheering for your teams. Thank you guys so much for the follows, giving us support. Lets us know we're doing well. Hopefully you guys approve of our casting job as we're bringing you production here for week 4. You know, let your friends know. The more Twitch followers we get, the more viewers we get, the more we grow, and it can only snowball in a positive direction. So we appreciate everybody supporting us on the stream, online, in chat, as we get ready here to take on Dorado, as the Parakeets going to be the first ones to try their hand at driving this truck through the streets.
Yeah, and we see that they've opted for the Reinhardt Diva on Parakeets, so this should be interesting, which is funny because we have a similar comp with Wraithmaster on Reinhardt with Cyrus on Ball.
Yeah, absolutely. So Chiz again opting for that Fares. Cyrus kind of in between there. looking to sustain, you know, a little more defensive mind. But there it is right there. That Pharah, that concussive blast knocking the Croutons onto the low ground and forcing them to fight as they get spread out and split. So Chiz doing a great job for the Parakeets, knocking them back. But Croutons doing a good job kind of rotating back, finding some cover. Hopefully finding a way to get rid of that Pharah who's just flying in their back line.
Yeah, and it seems like the payload is getting close to that choke, and I know that for the Shadowcats, our goal is to not let it get past that choke because it's so much harder to defend once you get it into the plaza.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the Parakeets here doing a great job applying pressure, pushing forward, you know, in a long way spawn to come back to fight. So with this long respawn, you hope to get back in time to maybe contest this checkpoint for a little longer and deny some time bank. But Cyrus there doing his best to contest. But 4 now back for the Croutons as they look to find that Pharah doing a fantastic job using the map geometry to avoid taking damage. Lunakir there finding Finn on that as Chiz going to use that barrage to clean up the fight as Croutons have to back up to give space to regroup after that cart moves through checkpoint 1.
Very dangerous play from Finn there, but he doing what he had to attempt to help his slow Reinhardt. You know, Reinhardt's not very fast. Doing what he can to try to help his Reinhardt escape, but it just didn't quite work out.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see again, you know, the Parakeets keeping the pressure on, keeping that gas pedal down with this forward push with that damage boosted Pharah, and the D.Va there soaking up any damage coming in for that pharmacy pair. So you'd like to see the Croutons hopefully find a little bit of an advantage here, see what they can do to get up there and get in the face and maybe push some pressure back as this cart moves on to this second choke point.
Yeah, and we see the Lunakir has decided to get off the Reinhardt and swap over to the Sigma again.
Right, and we saw Cyrus there now back onto his tried and true D.Va. So certainly going to hope to look to absorb some of that damage with that defense matrix, provide some of his team as that Nuke comes in, and Squid a good job using that Baptiste lamp to keep his teammates invincible as that nuke went off and they're unable to run out.
Two-man shatter.
Yeah, good shatter. Wraithmaster finding that shatter, doing a great job, but unfortunately not a lot of follow-up now as the Parakeets just keeping that pressure on now, pushing that cart.
This kind of pressure is what I've been trying to do in my games, just to make that space for the cart and make it where we get as much value from the cart as we can before we ever get to the other team.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of applying that pressure. If you can keep that cart going, you know, even with just 1 or 2 people, and allow your team to push out to find those eliminations, is, you know, now we see the Croutons gonna maybe make their trademark final stand here. You know, there's lots of angles to hide, there's lots of angles to apply damage, but Chiz now finding 2 with that farm, with that pocket mercy is just so deadly if you can't find it now. Hopefully here, Imperium gonna use the visor, but look at both tanks from Parakeets gonna dive right into his face. Lunakir using that shield to deny space, and Dongadong using that defense matrix. Davin though finding 1 in the barrage again, nano boosted this time. Chiz finding 2 as the Croutons looking to hang on to any piece of ground they can have, as the nuke now coming in from Dongadong's D.Va to kind of cement the victory.
And I believe that Cyrus D.Va bomb, yeah, would have got 2.
Yeah, so Croutons here gonna swap sides, so a pretty sound attacking side with a little over 4 minutes left in the time bank for the Parakeets. So certainly almost clinical fashion they push through as the stats coming in, you know, kind of the tail of the tape on this one, as Refresh would like to say. You know, the Croutons trying to find a little bit of, you know, trying to find that ground to defend from, but when you've got 3 and 4 enemies diving on you, it's so hard to establish that defensive line when you're just facing an onslaught.
Well, and the first thing I saw, and I wanted to see it, was the Chiz damage there with 5k damage on the Pharah. That's a scary hero anyways, but playing it really well, making it to where the Croutons are going to have to find an answer for that to allow for something to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got some Mama Jane's got us with a tier 1 sub, so shout out to her. Appreciate the support there. And DPS Hef hosting us. We appreciate that, getting some eyes in front of people that may not have found us. So we really appreciate you guys with the support in chat, keeping us pumped up, cheering on the teams, whether you're a Parakeet fan or a fan of Croutons. I like Croutons. doesn't matter the flavor. If you're in the bread gang, it's a good gang to be in.
The bread gang, I know. That's one of the coolest things about the Croutons. They're so proud of their logo, their emblem, their mascot. I just love it.
Absolutely is. Here we see Croutons, holding that high ground, straight off the bat, just getting up there in the face. Let's get the cart moving. Let's disrupt the team. And look at that, right off the bat, finding some really nice eliminations. Just coming out the gate with the gas pedal down, Brock. So Croutons certainly not deterred from their defensive round, coming right at them.
Yeah, and I love it. We've seen the Parakeets have gotten so close to the point, but not the Croutons said, no, this is our point. We're going to push you back.
Absolutely, and if you can create that space there as the Winston bubble comes in, you get free cart push or free real estate even as you push that enemy team back, that defensive team back. That's so much of a buffer for you to just drive that cart forward, even with just 1 tick of speed or 2 ticks of speed. Now, as we see Lunac here trying to come in now, try to deny some of that pressure, pull those Croutons back.
I think Davin's just had enough. He's already built up Blade, and we're barely through the first point.
Absolutely. So Davin here looking to try to deny as we still see that Pharmacy Wraithmaster doing his best anti-air. Winston there jumping up, trying to use that cleave damage from the Tesla cannon. As the nano boosted Diva now from Dongadong comes in, he's going to go around, get some extra damage in from those blasters on his Diva mech. And Crouton's a little bit of a soft reset. As
Big
the
purple there from Squid.
a great nade from Squid. Finding Chiz, so denying the healing. The Mercy Res gonna come in, but maybe they found a way to deny this as Squid lands that purple anti-healing grenade onto that Chiz Pharah. So the soft reset, Brock. Croutons looking to push. So a good opening push, certainly.
Yeah, and I mean, they almost got it all the way through the plaza, which is good because now they don't have to worry about the choke. They just have to walk through the choke, not worry about the payload making it through.
Absolutely, it's Chiz there again with that kind of low frontal barrage, finding Imperium and then Wraithmasters. He's able to get away clean after dropping that under the archway. Now this is the retake that's gonna be hard. The cart is through that choke, like you said, but now you have to get your team through that choke back to the cart.
We see online for the Croutons, we've got the Cyrus Diva Bomb, the Wraithmaster Primal, Dabin with the Blade, and then Squid with Nano, and Finn almost has beat as well.
And Dabin finding a great dash into the Mercy, so taking away that pocket support for Chiz on the Pharah might be the opening that the Croutons need to get a little pressure off of them. But it's kind of stalled out here underneath that choke. Is Bob gonna sit there? Finn doing his best to boop him away. Doodle's finding elimination on Wraithmaster with that damage over time shot from Anna. So Croutons with a minute left, tons of ults again, Brock. So we saw this last time, almost an entire 6 stack of plenty of ults to find this. And he who ults first generally wins, in my experience.
Yes. Mine too, I'm with you. And we do see that the Parakeets do have 3 online and almost have the Nano and the Barrage as well. So we could see lots of ultis being thrown very, very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. So certainly those Parakeets team comms, hey, this is our last push. We got to invest everything. If you've got a Q button, we're going to have to push it and try to find what we're going to do. Is Wraithmaster diving in there to that pharmacy. Davin going to head up to find it. And Finn
big
can use the offensive
everybody
beat.
but Wraithmaster.
Yeah, everybody's ults online now. As that nuke, though, Finn got very, very well-timed beat to protect his team. From there, is Cyrus gonna find the support. So this is what it's gonna come down to on the cart. The nano boosted Diva and the Winston's coming in as now is the boosted Nano Blade. Gonna find Dabin as he's gonna look to hack and slash his team to victory. He's gonna find 1, which is usually enough to do, but Chiz again finding 2 with the barrages. He's in the back line, uncontested, finding a 3rd. The Wraithmaster now gonna have to just do his best to sustain on the cart to allow his team to trickle back in as best he can, using the bubble to protect. Rosethorn gonna use that Valkyrie ultimate to try to boost that team up, and overtime just gonna tick through. Unlucky.
Very much so, and we saw, I believe it was Imperium there trying to throw the good, the high noon, but just couldn't quite see anybody.
We see here Chiz again, I think certainly making a name for themselves here on this map with that Pharaoh. Some great flight control, backed up, dropping in from behind using the barrage, and then fighting his way through again, being able to get that splash damage from those rockets.
Yeah, and like I was saying, I saw that there was a patch note for Pharah, and it just scared me because Pharah is such a good hero right now, anyways. So I don't know what good it would do to buffer, but it sounds like that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah, you know, we'll see how those cooldowns affect the Pharah as her jets now refill slightly faster was the experimental patch note. So that's certainly
Scary.
trying to that. And so with that, you know, Parakeets taking a 2-0, real quick, finding the victory there on Dorado, taking that map 2-0. But Croutons were so close. You know, they were trying to find what they needed to do. They found some ins there, but unfortunately not quite enough to take that map and turn it into 1-1. As we're gonna go to an intermission. While we load the next team into the lobbies, we're going to run some highlight reels. Thanks, everybody, for sticking around for the first match. I'm Kaylor. That was Brock. We will prep for our 8 p.m. match, so you guys head right on back, and that will be the next match starting at 8 p.m., and it will be Havoc versus Atoka. Or no,
No,
sorry.
Havoc versus Lime Pirates.
Havoc versus Lime Pirates. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Y'all, everybody come back at 8. Make sure you go check out the social medias for Oath. There's some highlight reels on there you can check out. And then make sure you're back here at 8 so you don't miss any great Oath Overwatch.
Yep. Tune in.
Hey, what is up, Oath League friends, family, and fans? It is I, Refresh, and I am so excited to be here. We came a little bit earlier than 8 o'clock to kind of tell you about a few things, but first, I will let the guy next to me introduce himself. If you don't know, who are you, Dane?
I'm Dane. I'm Kaler. I was here almost 45 minutes ago for the previous match, but a staple here behind the desk, behind the screen, in front of the green screen, riding Epi's coattails in production, trying to bring you guys some great casting, Overwatch, Esports, Oath League, Youth Esports, all that fun stuff. Delicious cake of Esports.
Mmm, it's so tasty, Dane. So tasty. And speaking of esports, March 23rd, everybody, we will be in Atoka, America. If you don't know where that is, Google it. It's way down south in Oklahoma. We are going to be there for the Atoka Shadowcat Invitational Esports Extravaganza Mega Event Super Show. I ran out of words. I had to use music there. It's going to be awesome. We've got 8 schools from across Oklahoma. Who are they, Dane? It's Broken Arrow, Enid, Lawton MacArthur, Stillwell, not Stillwater, Stillwell, Geronimo, and who am I missing?
We got Salina and Davis.
Salina and Davis. And they
Yeah.
are all coming to be in person at Atoka. There's going to be lasers, there's going to be smoke, there's going to be giant screens. We're going to be casting live and helping produce that tournament from here at Oath. It's going to be a great opportunity for all these kids. We're going to be playing lots of Overwatch and lots of Rocket League. We'll actually be adding Rocket League. And we're also going to get to talk about our upcoming program for the fall, Oath Varsity. We've had so much interest with schools in Oklahoma that are wanting to participate in our Overwatch program, where they can bring their Overwatch team and play and get the high-level coaching from some of the players like the man behind the scenes there, Epi, as well as 22 and Digital and Quantum and Fuzzball and Lyra and Barlog and Flux. We could just keep going. But Oath Varsity is going to be great for schools in Oklahoma because, Dane, I don't know about you, but I love rivalries. And that's what we're going to be bringing. I can't wait to have pep rallies for some of these teams, to see the rivalries that come out of things as we grow Oath Varsity. I want to see the bus coming down Main Street with all the locals screaming for their Overwatch team or their esports team. Dane, what are you feeling about Oath Varsity, man?
Man, it's gonna be awesome. I think it's another avenue for kids to get some structured like competitive outreach. It and I the thing for me is it, like you said, it's the rivalries, but with esports it's unique in that you don't necessarily have those travel times. You don't have to get in the bus from Woodward and drive down to Atoka all the time to play. So you might find new rivalries against teams that you may have never played in your traditional sports conference. So we're going to see these schools develop these new avenues of competition, these competitive edges as they pick up different games, different styles with different teammates and different numbers of players, and get them all competing together in a league. We might see some rivalries that we never even thought of, and we might see some classic rivalries. You might see the Broken Arrows and the Tulsas, and the Stillwater, versus someone from Northern Oklahoma City. Maybe Edmond, maybe some other schools. So it's so unique to give the players a chance to play on such a broad scale in a competitive environment.
Well, and I know there's going to be, our friends, the Shadowcats, are definitely going to be making some rivalries in Oath Varsity. And I think the start of those rivalries will be happening at the Shadowcats Invitational March. Almost said May. That's way too far away. March 23rd. It's a Tuesday, right after spring break. I'm going to be casting. Kaler's going to be casting. We've got all kinds of people there. It's going to be so much fun. If you don't follow the Shadowcats on social media, you can check them out by looking up Atoka ISD or by checking out any of the Oath social media. But you know what? While we have some time right before this 10-minute mark before we move into the next match, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Fat Cap jerseys. Check out fatcap.gg. They make all the jerseys for the Oath League teams, as well as a lot of the school teams in our area. And they do a very good job. And actually, I have some of their stickers right here. Shout out to Fat Cap, and actually, I think I don't have anymore. I
And we
had
go
one
straight
of
to the unboxathon.
I was going to go to the unboxathon. Yo, here it is. I found it. All the Fat Cap jerseys come in these awesome pizza boxes. I don't know if you can see that on my camera or not. Guess not because of my background, but they come in these really great pizza boxes. I can do this. Here we go. Here's what we're going to do. Bam.
No more green screen.
They come in these great pizza boxes like this. They say Fat Cap, and each player's name is written on the front because they're all customized. And then inside, you get your great, awesome jersey for your team. There's always some stickers in there. This is a jersey for Equinox, the Valorant team here in Oklahoma City. Fat Cap, makers of great esports things. Ooh, yeah, that smells good. Made with microfiber, bird's eye microfiber. It's wicking and antimicrobial, they tell me. So that means you're not going to get stinky kids playing the esports. And Dane, you and I know that's important.
That's important. It's important to be able to be kept fresh while you're getting sweaty playing the esports.
And I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but I think I'm kind of the king of keeping it fresh, if you know what I'm saying. Because it's in my name.
Absolutely.
So,
Got him.
You know, got him. It was good. And hey, we also have to give shout outs to Bricks Realty in Oklahoma City, selling all the houses, making all the money, and most of all, supporting all the teams. And we also have Spray Can Creative based in Yukon, the design company that is on my hat and also where I work. And who else is sponsored? Oh, Tality Mill. If you're not for sure, we are a youth esports program, but part of what we do is also we have a physical fitness aspect and a grades aspect. So all our players have to do 60 minutes of workout a week, as well as make sure that they are not failing any classes to be able to play. And, you know, parents out there that are watching, it is a great tool for you guys to be able to use, because I don't think there's a kid in Oath League that doesn't love the community, and most of all doesn't love their coaches. So if you want to be a part of it, we only need, how many more players do we need, Dan? How many more for Glitch?
I think we need 4, right? Or 3?
We need 4 more players. That's it. So if you're just now tuning in to what we're doing here at Oath, over to oathleague.com and sign up. We will get you on a team. You'll be placed on Team Glitch right now, and they are 1-1 versus Atoka at the moment. So Glitch right now is number 1 in the league. So now is your chance to be on a winning team. We'll call you Kevin Durant Jr. You can just jump right in to a winning program and start dominating.
Absolutely. Yeah, you'll get people onboarded, and it's turnkey. If you sign up, we'll get you put onto the team. You'll get into practices, and you'll get right into that next week games here on the stream. We'll get you in front of everybody. We'll get you on the stream. You'll be getting in there, getting coached twice a week. We got so many great coaches, from the OSU varsity program up there, Oklahoma State. Go Pokes. And top 500, we have tanks, DPS. So if you have a specific role you like, or you're not sure, you've never played a competitive team-based esports game, get involved, and we will get you on the path to becoming a better player, a better person. We'll get you involved in the community, and hopefully moving on down the line in that youth esports pipeline, and hopefully off to college.
Exactly. Hey, I got to give a shout out to Home and OK. She brought me a water because she always takes care of me. If you are not familiar with Home and OK, she is running things behind the scene. And also she is setting up, she has completely done everything for this new website that we're launching. And Kaylor, I am so stoked for this. I just got a glimpse of it a second ago, and it is straight up amazing. Stat tracking for each individual player, any news, any like awards that the players have won, as well as any type of competition that they've competed in, is listed on that individual player's website. And so it gives them that sense of pride. They can share that out with their friends and family, as well as any potential university that has an Overwatch team or an esports program. Our players can send them a direct link to their profile page and show how awesome of a player they are, how much they've improved, and how great they would be for any of those collegiate programs. So if you're following us in chat, guess what? That's where you're supposed to say what? Maybe in chat.
What's happening?
Anyway, guess what? There you go. Guess what? We have a place for you in our Discord. So if you are interested in joining our Discord and you are a college recruiter that's watching, shoot me over an email, ready@oathleague.com, and we'll get you into the Discord so you can make announcements about your program to our kids will eventually be the students that want to join your program. So that's kind of super awesome things coming up. Yeah, Lyra, it's awesome. New websites, tracking capabilities. Lyra's in chat. She is one of the coaches for Oath League. And I'm running out of stuff to say here, Dane.
Yeah, no, I mean that new website's going to be awesome. I mean, being able to have a resume of your competitive esports from an organized league, you know, gone are the days of, you know, you or I sitting up there in our room being yelled at by the parents who may or may not be in chat, telling all their friends, "Oh, my kid just yells at his computer all day and takes up the phone line." Back before we had Discord, TeamSpeak, Ventrilo, sitting there.
Yeah.
Giving myself a bum shoulder, trying to three-way call my friends while we play Counter-Strike. So yeah, I mean that's certainly a bread and butter going forward. You know, with that stat tracking, having a useful, tangible skill set gives that a little bit of extra edge. You know, as you go into those college tryouts for recruiting, or even help you get in the door. So really proud of what we're able to bring to the table, and that you have such a supportive partner over there behind the scenes, as we all do. Helping us out here at Oath League, the unsung heroes in the background, maybe not necessarily on camera, but making sure those cameras run and give us something that you and I can chat about for an hour or two each week.
Exactly. I know who you're talking about. You're behind the scenes. There is the one and the only Sandy Cube, making things happen. You know, well, none of us could do anything without the behind the scene people. Lyranea just redeemed a Hydrate the Casters. You got to drink some water, Dane. We got to make it happen.
And it's perfect because my other half brought me this lovely branded bottle from. Oh, I see you have one as well. As we, Kirkland.
Yeah.
Kirkland. If you want to sponsor us, Costco, drinking the Kirkland water. We get chicken bakes and pizza slices for everyone.
I actually had artichoke. We were classy over here at the Refresh household.
Oh,
we had artichokes for dinner. Yeah, it was great. And got hydrated, and this actually came from Sandy Cube herself. So
I think so. I think she dug the well that got that spring water.
That is true. Hey, someone had Arby's. Groovy Robin had Arby's. And
Arby's. Oh yeah. Groover, Miss Robin over there is a beef and cheddar or a medium roast beef, as my mother in chat is here to support me going forward.
Absolutely. She said that she never yelled at you. I think that's probably true.
I mean, that's not my experience, but we'll go with the alternative facts. As we go there, as we get our teams hopefully loaded here onto Ilios with Lime Pirates and Havoc refresh. So we'll see what happens. We're getting back into some Overwatch.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar with what we do here, we are a youth esports program with lots of great talent, great kids. And one of the reasons that Dane and I are doing such a good job of stalling is the fact that we had some players that were out and we needed to fill. And those players were going to 3 maps, the Atoka versus Glitch map. And now they've jumped over to play their actual map. Some of the Havoc players are jumping in to help or to jump back onto their team. We also have some other names that you might recognize that are filling for Havoc. Who's filling for Havoc tonight, Dane?
Who is filling? I gotta look up the rosters. There's so much Overwatch in my life every night.
Oh, you know what? The Diva Man himself.
Yeah, Cyrus is getting populated. So Cyrus and Dylan going to be the tank duo tonight for Havoc. Certainly a dynamic duo on the tank. Dylan obviously making a name for himself there on the Hammond hamster ball, a 22 prodigy if you will. I think he sees some signs of life and signs of him of his not much younger self in Dylan. So Dylan and Cyrus certainly looking to make a difference there on the tank line for Havoc tonight against the Lime Pirates.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting because Cyrus. Well, Cyrus is going to do great. He's an off tank. It looks like they're filling for Sleepy tonight. It looks like Sleepy is going to be out this evening. That's unfortunate. Love watching Sleepy play. We're waiting for one person to jump in here and play, and it looks like who's it going to be? I'm not for sure. One person from any that's not playing. Can we get someone from Ember to jump in?
Yeah, certainly one of the bye teams could give in a supportive helping hand to Havoc on this first map. So we'll see what who they can bring in. But Havoc's looking strong. Even with the subs coming in. War Bunny looking to say maybe some IKEA special Torbjorn throwing turrets down tonight. And as we get, it looks like Exotic. Oh, it was him. He got scared. Right back out.
He jumped in there and was like, the Lion Pirates, I gotta go. Maybe not. Maybe he'll be jumping back in. I'm not for sure. Maybe he joined into the wrong room. We'll see. I think there's some people starting to type in chat. If we need to, put me in, coach. I'm ready.
We can do it. We can play and cast. We can do it.
We can. I don't know about that. I think we might have to have Epi step in as the caster, and then I'll be the DPS slot.
Yeah. So
my gosh, that would be
the production RV feeding us. Yeah, both of these teams again, as we see this match is 1-2. So another even match just on the other side of the win-loss column. Lime Pirates and Havoc both 1-2. As Epi says he wants to play DPS. I know after watching Oklahoma State, he may have to play left-handed. Maybe move the mouse to the other side, make him play on the arrow keys, maybe a gamepad with no aim assist. Maybe to reel in the Epi excellence that we get here on production. But
well, if you don't know, Epi is a top 500 DP. Are you top 500 Epi? Can you tell me in a year? 3.8K. So not there, but I mean up there, right? 3.8K SR is really, really high. Much higher than Dane could ever hope for. No, I'm just kidding. Dane.
That's true. He's top 500 in our hearts. But yeah, I don't get enough time. We didn't have youth esports. I had to get a real job, and now I'm trying to break back in.
Yeah, that's the same. It's the paradox of adulthood, right? Like when I was a kid, I couldn't afford any games, and I had all the time to play them. And now as an adult, I can afford games, and I have no time to play them. So, Lyra is asking us to show some highlights. I don't know if we can jump to highlights on our current setup right now. Actually, we'll have to figure that out for next time. I know if he can figure things out. He's a wizard.
We're gonna see our top 500 production if we can live cut to a stinger highlight reel, which production has been releasing on our social medias, certainly on YouTube with links to those from Twitter and everywhere else. And I think today we saw the silver highlight reel drop, one of the Ash DPS specialists that we saw in the inaugural season, certainly against our team, rudely clicking heads on the Ash against us in the inaugural finals. And then H Cobra the day before that. So I think we've gone through and gotten highlights, great highlight reels, some nice, as we'd call them when we played CS, a fragtage, certainly set up to less angsty dubstep this time around than I would have had in school.
Looks like we're trying to get Sleepy to log in here. I'm wondering if she's having some internet trouble. It also looks like we could possibly see a Lemonade jump in, which I might have to switch over to production side and have Epicast, which would be, completely fine. I'm just a little biased, so, I try not to be, but the dad side of me comes out. So, what you gonna do, right, Dane?
What are you gonna do? I mean, and there she is, Lemonade, moving in from Ember, shouting out to the DPS slot here on Havoc tonight. hoping to
right.
bring a little bit of X factor to the Havoc squad.
We got this. I can do it. I can do it, Dane.
I
Do you
believe.
believe me?
I
You
believe. I
Epi in my
believe.
ear, are you okay? Can I do it? Epi believes in me. It looks like we are going to watch the Lime Pirates versus Havoc on our first map going to Ilios. Teams are ready. Are you ready, Dane, for
Let's
some
get it.
Overwatch action at 8 o'clock on a Thursday? We're only 5 minutes over. Sandy says do it. Chat's ready to go. Let's get in the game. Epi, roll that map.
Now arriving at Ilios.
We're going straight back to the Greek Isles, and we're gonna get well again. Refresh. So, looking to take you up on the environmental kill ice cream special. Looking to push people down into the well, off the map. Oh, going everywhere. High speed, low drag. As we're going to a control map. So my favorite map. We talked about it on the first one. You know, kind of team versus team in King of the Hill. There's no, both teams have the same places to hide, same places to attack from.
Yeah, this is going to be great. Who gets the ice cream this week? Is it going to be Daydream? Is he going to run the Lucio? Oh, looks like he's running the Boop Queen herself, Brig.
Yeah, certainly. Daydream could earn himself some ice cream, perhaps using that flail of Brig to maybe knock some people off the map and see. But Dylan, maybe Dylan and Cyrus gonna use their mobility options. Dylan can certainly get up to eye-searing fireball speed with that boop tech from Hammond. Now is 5 seconds to go from our opening map here on Ilios. Is the Havoc squad coming out the doors.
Oh, look at the comps. This is interesting. The Lime Pirates playing with the Hog Czar. I have not seen that in a long time.
Yeah, certainly. The Hog Zarya, getting aggressive, and doing a good job there is Dylan immediately finding the wrong side of the Hog Zarya combo, but Ember looking to come out with a boosted lemonade. Certainly some damage there as that TNT finds her opponent Krifu on the other Ashe now, as Havoc looking to walk in and try to find some space to get this cap going. You got a team fight dead center now as both teams gonna collapse into mid, as Knackley gonna find the War Bunny Tracer, but not before Daydream gets the first environmental flail onto the Hog, going for that three-point shot.
Good work, man.
So
Looks like
Havoc doing
a take out there.
Yeah, Havoc doing a great job finding those eliminations and positioning themselves nicely to avoid that incoming damage and keep most of that team alive through that team fight. So a good take for the opening point now for Havoc as they roll through onto 10% with point control, looking to set up and defend as Dylan using the grapple, finding the high side, going to the high ground, moving as slippery as he can to push that DPS back. And Cyrus gonna be demeched early, but saved there. Unfortunately, dang it, lobbing that and a grenade in to find Daydream. War Bunny finding two of his own, one with the pulse bomb, one with the full clip onto Imperium. Krifu gonna find vengeance there with the critical headshot on his Ashe, as now they are gonna retake this point as the Havoc team is gonna back up, but not before Dylan's gonna try to do his best spin to win stall maneuver, as keeping it for his team, doing a great job.
Wow. Just watching Dylan play, man, is crazy.
Yeah, Dylan doing a fantastic job delaying long enough now as Havoc's gonna have a full reinforcement here as more ultimates come online. Lime Pirates with a ton of ultimates now, as they're gonna, dang it's gonna use that nano boost onto Jess's Hog. Gonna use it to find one. Topo finding two of his own on the Doomfist there. As you're not paying attention, if you don't know that rollout, Doomfist is coming at you from behind, from the flank, and you're gonna get a fist and an uppercut, and you're gonna be right back into that spawn door now. As the Lion Pirates take control, getting some, getting some percentage to their name, chipping away at 66%. But it looks like now Havoc gonna just go right back into him as Dylan gonna W very hard into that team and quickly abandoning now. But the Imperium gonna use that Brigida rally. Oh, and Imperium finding a environmental flail of his own, getting rid of Dylan, knocking him away. Carp gonna find the res on the Lemonade's Ashe, but it looks like here Lime Pirates finding 3 eliminations to their favor keeping control of that point and winning that team fight. So they'll take that team fight now as Havoc is going to look to regroup and come back forward. So pretty good back and forth. And Dylan, unfortunately, headed back down to the beach again on that Hammond. Unfortunately, that is not part of the map. But they're going to get a reset here. Not a lot lost as they're going to stack right back up with this speed and go back into the Line Pirates.
I wonder if that was a fat finger ult there by Jess.
It certainly could have been. So you definitely would have liked to have that whole hog for that knockback, especially with their abilities. Lemonade getting Bob immediately on point, but dang it, is right there to make Lemonade say, dang it, as that Bob gets slept and then booped into the hole. So Krifu of the Line Pirates finding that coach gun to get rid of the Bob. So the Line Pirates doing a great job denying it, but not before Havoc finding the eliminations. 4 now, going back to the spawn room now, as Havoc doing a fantastic job walking into this point, finding the elimination. Cyrus cleaning up Jess on the hog. So a good retake, not before 87% go though, in favor of the Line Pirates, but I think we'll see here, we're gonna get awfully close to a tie ball game, if you will, refresh, as Cyrus gonna send that nuke in, finds the Ana. That's a lot of healing immediately taken up off the table as Carp's gonna pick War Bunny back up with that revive, and we're back to full strength for Havoc. See now Topo finding that good punch from Doomfist into the wall. Daydream gonna be down. That's a lot of sustain off the table. Now we see the retake as we go into 99% in the overtime tick. Down a little bit for Havoc as the Line Pirates now trying to navigate around these mines, but not before they're gonna get control and the rally gonna come out.
Oh, a big push from Dylan into the mines there.
Yeah, Dylan doing a great job using what little mines he had left to get a couple of eliminations. So we see now Havoc keeping the gas pedal pushed down, not giving it up as Daydream finds another 3-pointer with Jess's hog, throwing him down the well with that flail, but Bob now in the way, gonna find is that 7th teammate for the Line Pirates as they're gonna trickle back in. So the trickle in defense now coming in from the Line Pirates and Imperium. It's a battle of the Brigidas, refresh as to how many bodies they can throw down the well.
They're both getting boop happy there.
Yeah, Lemonade finding a double though. A very good job from her Ashe there on that off angle. Doing a great job backed up by Carp's Mercy, damage boosting her, making her extra scary. Though now as Jess is gonna find that whole hog, but the Lemonade using the bomb. That's a big X factor though, as Bob's gonna pour on that damage, and that's a very hard to sustain. And we saw, it looked like Line Pirates were able to actually flip that cap during that team fight. So it's 99% in favor of the Line Pirates. So if they can sustain here, they would take the map. Oh, and Dylan using that drive to deny the momentum on Topo's Doomfist. Outstanding reaction from Dylan. Forcing Doomfist down the hole now is a great job pushed by the Line Pirates. You know, they got the cap, but now that overtime gonna burn down so fast with how long that ticked on. So that's about as close as a round as you can have, refresh.
I mean, that was 99 to 99, and you know, with that cap at the end when they flipped the point, the Line Pirates, I was kind of up in the air. I had no idea who was going to do what, but you know, Havoc was able to pull it off at the end. Let's take the tail of the tape, as Dane says that I say. What numbers are we looking at here, Mr. Dane?
Well, the first one that stands out is Dylan on the Hammond with 23 eliminations. So Dylan finding extreme value as a tank, and backed up there by Cyrus, War Bunny, and Lemonade going double digits apiece, and Daydream finding 13 himself. So certainly Havoc going on the tape there, doing a great job. But Line Pirates finding those eliminations on some highly technical heroes here, as we see Topo on the Doomfist and Jess doing a great job for the Line Pirates, finding those one-off eliminations as Dylan straight to the high ground in the face of that Doomfist, saying, hey, let's get after it, let's go one-on-one. You know, if this was Call of Duty, you might say 1v1 me, bro.
Well, and the other thing I want to talk about was how much healing was done on that last map by both teams. Carp and Dream and Imperium and David just putting out some serious heal.
Absolutely. So we saw now Havoc taking a good defensive position as Dylan gets a 5-man pile drive up high enough in the air. Lemonade says pull and finds the shot onto that. Onto Jess's hog. So Havoc now gets point control just long enough to get it into their name and get some percentage rolling for them as we are on point 2. But now Krifu and Topo finding those eliminations now as the Lion Pirates look to push back, finding the eliminations. Dang It and Imperium, both the supports, they're finding their name on the left side of that kill feed. So the Lion Pirates doing a very good job cleaning up, but Dylan zoning them out with those mines, using that grapple, finding that speed to boot them into the mines and finding eliminations by himself, denying the cap, contesting the entire time, and refresh. All of Havoc is back in the map to fight now. Oh, Krifu finding an excellent double there with that Deadeye, as now Cyrus finds himself on the wrong end of a anti-nade, but not before he finds the nuke. So a great job by Havoc and denying this whole team fight has been delayed and contested. All the while, Havoc is gaining positive percentages. They move past 60% and continue this fight. But not, there he is. The Lion Pirates finally weathering the storm long enough, getting some control in their favors. Topo now in the back line, finding the punches onto Daydream's Brigida, doing a great job being the spearhead for his team there. Topo, outstanding job on the Doomfist, being extremely slippery, moving around, saved himself off the edge with that dive. So Dylan trying to do his best to break it up, but gonna be a reset here for Havoc on this next team fight. So Lion Pirates.
Yeah, look at the ults online right now. We've got almost all of the ults coming in for Havoc, and you know, it's almost 3, could be close to getting 4 for the. Oh, looks like we have a pause coming in here.
Yeah, looks
and
like
let's
Carp.
go look at these stats while we're waiting.
Yeah,
Carp
so
get a
let's
DC,
catch
is that
back
what it
up.
was?
Is this map, certainly this second point refresh, certainly a different style now, as unfortunately Carp's stats have been wiped out, but she was doing a great job. But Lion Pirates doing a great job with their sustain, finding some eliminations on their behalf with 8,700 healing now for Imperium, 4,700 for Dang It. So a great job by the Lion Pirates. We see Daydream down there with 7,000 to his name. And I'm pretty sure Carp was up there around 15 or 20,000 healing done already.
I think it was like 30,000 realistically.
Maybe.
I mean, you know, Carp has been in. This is her 2.5 season. She was one of the first players to join Havoc, the second team after first team. You know, so shout out to Carp for being a part of it, and she actually run points program for our physical fitness side of things. But hey, it looks like teams are ready, Dane. Let's jump back in.
Go. 5 seconds. We're back into it. We got Carp back. Everybody's back in their teams. And we'll see now, is the rally going to come in from Imperium? I'm not sure. Maybe looking to attack heavily into that. You know, I'm a big fan of using those support ults on the offensive rather than reacting. Is Dylan going to go ahead and say, hey guys, I brought you some mines. Try not to back into those now, as Daydream gonna use that as War Bunny gonna find 2 with the pulse bomb. A great job blinking in there, finding the pulse bomb to get a double, and that's gonna allow his team to W forward easily to retake this point, but not before Topo jumps in from the top rope. Gonna find 2 for himself, getting a double there. Unfortunately, Cyrus finds the elimination. Carp gonna get right back in, gets the revive on that team. So an outstanding job, War Bunny there, using that spearheading pulse bomb to find 2. Krifu finding the critical headshot there on Carp from a long way off of that Soldier 76. Outstanding job finding that elimination, taking that damage boost and healing staff off the table for Carp's Mercy. Lemonade now has the Bob online, probably looking to hold this for more defensive as she's going to huck that into the back line. Finding Imperium on the Brigida as Bob throws him up in the air, but not before Dang It can find the sleep. Krifu now using that Soldier Visor, aim-botting into the backline. A great flank from Krifu trying to find one, but Lemonade's Bob holding the line as overtime starts to tick down. Jess looking to walk forward, but not quite. So there it is, Havoc 2-0 on map 1 on Ilios, starting off very strong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed. I think the great, you know, the other. Hey, look at that Imperium with the Brig. Hey, let's check out this play of the game.
Yeah, both the Brigidas, certainly Imperium and Daydream on their Brigidas. They're using that rally, speed boosting his team, applying armor, swinging that flail. They're just cleaving everybody with that splash damage. So shout out to Imperium healing 25% of all damage coming into his team, trying to weather that storm. And we saw
look at that.
Topo again doing a great job.
Daydream
So
and Dylan in the 60s for those the percentage that they touched somebody kill percentage. It went away before I
Absolutely.
could read it, so it left my mind. But
Yeah, but-
okay, it looks like we'll be jumping back into the full Havoc team. The other players are now able to get in, which is great. So one shout out to Lemonade, my personal favorite player. I think she did a great job. So I have to say something. It looks like Sleepy Tiger is going to be jumping back in on tank, so we'll see Cyrus as well, another great player. And then it looks like Exotica will be jumping in for the DPS role. So we've got the full Havoc crew back. They're all in.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see. I mean, hopefully they can ride that energy their teammates are bringing to the table after taking that map 1 win on Ilios, as we wait for the Lime Pirates to pick their map here for map 2. But both teams, man, refresh. That was about as back and forth as it can be. 1 or 2 things here or there. The Lime Pirates doing a great job setting up defensively and on their retakes. Certainly, Topo and Jess kind of spearheading their attack. Krifu finding the off-angle picks, and Knackley, using that Zarya bubble to really allow his team to get forward and get in there and dive in a way, not a dive comp, but allow them to press and spearhead and split that team up of Havoc. And Havoc just doing a great job weathering the storm and applying pressure, where
Dylan
needed
on
and
that
falling
ball.
back. So, and we're gonna go to
On that
Eichenwald.
last point. Yeah,
Looks
Dylan
like-
on that last point, man, he was able to hold that whole. There was a time when it was like 3 versus Dylan, and he was able to just stay on the map and keep that, keep it in their favor. That was really good. Everybody talks about Dylan all the time, so shout out
Dylan's
to Dylan for being
Yeah,
an
certainly
awesome
Dylan,
player.
a standout from the inaugural season, carrying that energy forward. Certainly hoping to see a bright future for him in esports, and also though being kind of a team captain as a shot caller and lifting up all of his teammates. Certainly, I know they appreciate him. Kind of being that spearhead and lifting up all of their gameplay together as a rising tide lifts all ships. So certainly helping out your teammates, building up your teammates can only make your team do better now, as the Havoc squad going to start off on attack here on the Eichenwald hybrid map. And if you're not familiar with the hybrid map, the attacking team is going to look to take over this first point, this point A, as a traditional, kind of similar to how we've seen King of the Hill in the control maps. They will fight over this point for 3 ticks, as we call them, and if they are successful, that payload will progress forward, as we saw on Dorado, and they will try to push that payload as far as they can, picking up checkpoints and additional time bank as they go. And then when they get to the end, time runs out, we will swap sides and do it all over again.
Yeah, it looks like an interesting comp. We're going to see Krifu on the Zarya. See if they run some of those bamboozle teleport plays, but on attack is kind of an odd choice. I guess they give the car wash there on that first choke.
Yeah, exactly. And we see Havoc coming out with a fairly typical, comp with the Rhine shield backed up by Sleepy Tiger's Zarya. We've seen her play a fantastic Zarya, and now as Knackley's charge comes in, very deep, but War Bunny finding the damage necessary, but that car wash refresh from Symmetra, those turrets, applying the slow, applying the damage, are so hard to get past as that Symmetra beam of Krifu just piles on the damage as it gets charged up. Now, as we see Havoc looking to take some damage away, as damage pouring in from all the angles. Dylan, the distance charge, Sleepy Tiger finding one. Dang It, though, returning the favor with that Ana grenade. Now, as Dang It and Ryan certainly gonna try to do their best. Knackley's Ryan holding the charge, backed up by that Ana healing. Certainly not to be trifled with when you have an Ana and a Ryan. And a fantastic first take. First tick now coming in, as with not a lot to lose. So the respawn for the defense is far enough away that if you trickle in and die to deny time bank, you don't leave a lot on the table. You don't really set yourself up too badly for a defense.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking about a hybrid map, right? Is like first that point to unlock, then you got a long way back if that spawn is on you. So you have to be really careful on this type of map for your for that
Absolutely,
triple
and
in. But look
Exotic
at
there,
the
I thought he
shield coming
might-
out on the map.
Yeah, Exotic, I thought might find more as we heard that shield break onto Nacli. As more ults coming online, Krifu using that to split his team, provide some protection, but Dylan with the flanky 3-man shatter, gonna find the fire strike onto Jess, the charge onto Nacli, and swinging the hammer for the trifecta of Rhine damage output there, finding 3 of his own from that off angle now. As this cart gonna be pushed only by 1. Hopefully we'll see War Bunny maybe give it some speed, but I like this from Havoc, pushing forward to deny the return from the Lime Pirates. So all of this free space now
aggro.
is gonna be the frame now as Havoc looking to contest on the other side of the bridge. As
Oh, good
Sleepy-
job there by Sleepy to hold the whole team back while the Nano the 9. Screw it.
The
take
Nano
over.
Ryan, I got you. I know. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So Sleepy with the great reaction grab. You know, you don't always have to grab into something else. You know, a defensive grab to save your team. Unfortunately, though, Havoc going to have to reset after this cart push. You maybe like to have see them maybe push with 3 refresh. You know, get a little farther push for their troubles. Now having to reset. Lion Pirates gonna have to reset now as 22 filling us in from the other match. Glitch, as we talked about earlier, top of the table, 2-1 going the distance, but finding what they need to do on the end now as Havoc taking the high ground. Gonna try to maybe drop in from the top rope. Is Sleepy Tiger gonna find that? Oh, Nacli finds a big shatter, but Exotic clicking heads, finding the elimination, but a huge shatter is gonna end up slowing down Havoc to force them back. Dang it, doing his best bunny hopping impersonation, trying to keep his team topped off, but here we go again. Havoc pushing all the way up to the choke. Dylan gonna use the shatter there to drive them even further back as this cart comes forward. Carp going for her typical OBJ time stat, one of her favorite stats, I think. Finding that objective time is checkpoint 2 in the bank. 4 minutes on the clock now. Havoc walking through the doors. Oh, Exotic finding another Imperium going down on that Zenyatta. And here comes the Nano Rhine again. Certainly very dangerous though, but being pushed back, being crowd controlled so well from Havoc there. Exotic using the flashbang to stun him out and deny some more time from that Nano as Dylan standing on the cart swinging his hammer. His team fight now.
Watch the plays from War Bunny as well. War Bunny's plays are he's in the back line doing exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah, War Bunny diving in, forcing that team, the Lime Pirates, to look around and have to face another one. Is Carp gonna use her Coalescence now to keep her team topped off and find the Genji, but this Bob has been thrown right onto the cart, and as that 7th teammate acts like a teammate and contests the cart. So until he leaves, that cart is effectively frozen. Krifu, Bob gonna find War Bunny now as 3 eliminations coming in favor of the Lime Pirates. Nacli finding Daydream swinging, so Havoc gonna, as I like to say, die or get out. You need to get back to reset so you don't get staggered. You don't want to be stuck in spawn when your team is ready to push forward now, as it looks like we're gonna get fully reinforced for Havoc as they look to walk forward and get through this. And I'm looking at a lot of ult bank here in favor of the Lion Pirates. If I'm the Havoc team, I'm gonna try to expend this though, as that Shatter's gonna find as many as it can, but Topo coming in with the Genji Blade Nano boosted, finding 5. That's a team kill in favor of the Lion Pirates. Topo finding 5 of the 6 he needed on the back of that Nacli Shatter. So, you know, a couple of ults invested. You know, you like to see some great value there. You know, Nacli using the Shatter to break down the shields, and then Topo and Dang It combining that Genji Blade along with that Nano to drive home and really secure that 6-man team kill, as Athena let us know. But now, pretty much mono a mono though, as we're gonna see the Jess Sigma ult lift them up, drop them down. A little bit of extra damage there. Daydream though, finding the swings on the Topo. Nacli finding War Bunny on the Tracer. The rally is coming out now. Unfortunately,
So much going on.
Man, everybody's pressing Q. We're going forwards. Carp's got the Coalescence, trying to heal her team, trying to damage the enemy team. Nacli with the Shatter. Refresh, this is an insane team fight. It's massive. It's huge. But Lion Pirates Lion Pirate's going to park their pirate ship squarely on the payload and deny any more progress this time around as we go past a minute and a half left. But Havoc's, you know, invested some ults in that team fight, so it's pretty slim pickings for both teams. Krifu's got the Bob, certainly can be a game changer if Bob is tossed in the right spot to throw that damage in and contest the cart.
You know, and I love seeing those big plays and all the ults, and you know, usually it's whoever ults first wins, but there were so many ults going off, I didn't know exactly who was winning at all. As
Absolutely.
we see that
So there
Bob
we
coming
see-
in through the line shooting.
Yeah, Bob coming in now as a frontal, almost tanky DPS, throwing that damage, and Topo gonna get into the back line real effectively, finding Daydream to deny any healing now. As a couple more ults coming online, teams building ult charges. We see the tank line going around the back for Havoc. Backed up now, Exotic up there. It looks like they're maybe trying to kind of shuttle him around to try to find some damage that he can put out there. As both teams now collapsing back to the point. Lion Pirates doing a great job rotating backwards to find cover as we see War Bunny again. Sleepy with a big grab, locking up everybody, holding them there. Nackley getting saved by that dang it nano boost and returning with a shatter of his own. So both teams trading out. Eliminations. Exotic's gonna find two by himself. He's got to find the left clicks. He's got to try to stay alive as overtime ticks down. I don't know that War Bunny gonna find it. Gonna get some extra with the sticky. War Bunny with the alley-oop finds Nackley on the Reinhardt, gets the elimination, but now we see Topo coming in with the Genji Blade. Certainly gonna clean up here as Dylan, though, back on the ball. Hard to hit. He's got some denied healing, so dang it, finding that grenade. But now they've stalled enough. War Bunny and Exotic together stalled enough to get their team back on the cart, and Lion Pirates are now kind of on the back foot. Bob coming in, but Jess finding one instantly. Sleepy Tiger dying on the Diva, unfortunately, to that Sigma ult now. Lion Pirates finding eliminations left over right. Overtime ticking down.
Wow.
Man, what a fantastic team fight from both teams. I mean, Lion Pirates winning that team fight, but the stall from Exotic, the stall from War Bunny, alley-ooping that Tracer Pulse Bomb onto Nackley, getting rid of that shield tank, and Dylan stalling long enough to get just that little extra bit of cart push, and it always matters.
Man, it was so close. I thought Havoc was gonna come back for that third point there at the end, right after that that sticky bomb from War Bunny, but unfortunately they didn't. What are the numbers saying, Dane?
Looking at dang it, almost 11, almost 12K from that Ana, and you know, unfortunately, we don't get to see all of the stats, but I've seen several very clutch nades coming out from him. Imperium's opting to go over to the Zen, and that extra bit of that damage orb can be so crucial in getting those extra DPS points to secure those eliminations. But Carp and Daydream combining for 15K between them on the supports. I know Carp investing those coalescences to drive her team forward. You know, as it clips through your teammates, you can heal your teammates, you can line up the enemy team and apply damage. Both teams just playing outstandingly. Sleepy certainly finding a couple grabs to her favor now as the Rhine Zarya flip-flop. Now Sleepy opting for the Rhine for defense.
Well, look at that. I wanted to see, you know, Dylan and Nackley were like 20 HP different on damage. So both of the main tanks are putting out about the same amount of damage.
Certainly.
If
Now we
that's
see
not close, I don't know
War
what it
Bunny
is.
investing the IKEA strat that we've seen time and time again. Sleepy doing her best to defend with that shield to allow War Bunny to find the picks and finding the fire strike there from downtown. And now we see Krifu on a tracer of his own, getting into the back line. Exotic, though, finding those left clicks on that Reaper. So both teams kind of feeling each other out. Certainly you have time to take this point, but this first point refresh can be a pain. I know you and I have played this together as supports, as tanks, as support tanks, and man, it's a pain trying to get through this little archway.
See, and I don't agree with that. I have found a technique. If you just push left, just like what the line punts are doing right now, I feel like it's a pretty easy point to walk right onto, just like they're doing right now. But Exotic on that Reaper, that's his main, and I think he's giving the Line Pirates a real run of money right here as he takes out two more.
Yeah, certainly, you know, and then Dylan following up there, finding Jess. So, yeah, like you said, you know, they kind of walked in for free to the left, but credit to the Havoc squad rotating around the backside to meet them to get those, secure those eliminations. But Lion Pirates doing a very good job kind of feeling out this offense. And if they can find that little bit of an edge, I think they'll be able to get in here again and try to kind of force havoc again on the back foot and force it. Oh, as we see now, they're just going to bypass them. They're going straight across the turnpike. They say, you know what? We're not going to fight you. We'll just go around you. We don't have to kill you to win. We're going straight to the point, and you're going to have to come at us. Almost a role reversal now, as Havoc looking to have to attack into their own point and a Symmetra turret nest now. So a great shot call there as the big Freeman shatter from Nackley comes in. Topo finding one, Nackley finding two for himself. So there it was. They tried to go left. It didn't quite work. Hey, let's go Symmetra. We'll just TP past them. So Lion Pirates doing a great job. Yeah, doing the big bamboozle. The Lion Pirates a great job kind of bringing in that X factor as they're going to look again as another TP. Straight to the high ground, right in their face to feel out this Havoc defense to see what's going on now. As Imperium, though, not able to escape, unfortunately, as now we see War Bunny going to invest that Torbjorn Molten Core, putting lava on the floor. As a geologist, I'd like to get down there, maybe get a couple samples. I've gone toe-to-toe with lava. It's not fun, it's very hot, and I'm sure it'll deter the Lion Pirates from coming forward.
Yeah, you know, you're the only person I know that's ever been that close to lava, Bane, so obviously the other team didn't want to be close either.
Yeah, I can recommend, you know, don't try from home. Is now the grab coming in from Dylan, but an outstanding combination there. We saw the grab. Sleepy picks up two with the Fire Strike, Exotic finding two with the Death Blossom from Reaper, and War Bunny throwing his name into the hat with his turret MVP on that high ground up there. So a great job from Havoc with that defensive push, but now we see four ultimates, excuse me, online for the Lion Pirates. Certainly game-changing, though. Sleepy again, predicting those E's, those Fire Strikes. Oh, and Nackley, a great job shielding off that Sleepy Ryan Shatter now as the boosted Genji Blade comes in. Topo's gonna find Carp, a good trade, and now the shield comes in and the big Shatter from Nackley, with gonna find two. No eliminations, but if you can just push that enemy team off the cart, you'll get that progress. Not necessarily having to get the eliminations, but Havoc trickling in with three. War Bunny finding those rivet shots onto Krifu's Symmetra. Topo gonna find War Bunny for his troubles there now. As we see Imperium gonna use the rally to hopefully lock this team fight up, speeding up his team, giving them extra damage, giving them, extra armor, and finally forcing Havoc to push back. And Sleepy now reinforcing her team onto the cart. Havoc refreshed, really looking to just contest this in their face.
Yeah, I like to see Sleepy drop down. I thought she had Shatter ready, but then I was like, no, wait, she just used Shatter. But you see Warney's turret just shooting people, anybody trying to get behind him. Big slam there by Nackley.
Yeah, Nackley using that Shatter to secure that team fight. So here we see Lion Pirates securing this team fight now, pushing this car across the bridge. 1:50 left to reach this next checkpoint as they'll get additional time bank. So here's we see another choke. This time it's a choke for the defense. They've got to figure out how to rotate through here to get onto the point, as Sleepy's going to lead her team out their door on the right. But now they're going to invest the grab. Molten Core comes out, and a good job by Sleepy to try to get rid of Nackley, but that nano boost is so hard to crack, as it looks like now the Lion Pirates going to win that team fight, take control over here on the this first checkpoint, adding to their time bank.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because with that lob, you know, it looked to be like a perfect ult combo there, but the nano on Nackley just negated the whole lava.
Yeah, you know, that grab Molten Core combo could have been crucial. As they go now, and Sleepy gonna invest the grab. Unfortunately, it looks like it's gonna be blocked, and she's gonna return the favor, but not before it finds two. Now, as Lion Pirates looking to just keep this momentum forwards, finding eliminations after eliminations now. That's gonna do it. Ending on the team kill. Yeah. But we're now one apiece. We're going the distance. The 8 p.m. game refresh taking us the distance as Lion Pirates doing a very good job keeping that momentum up, as we're going to see Topo on the Genji for his play of the game.
See you nanoed here? Yep, there it is.
Yeah, in with the nano, finds the Shatter, finds 4, finds the 5th to secure the team kill.
Wow. Let's look at the cards there. Carp going big time on her objective time. Let's go, Carp. Very good job. Oh, you guys can't see that. Well, Carp got 4 minutes and 12 seconds on objective time. Her favorite stat. So excellent card use there, or excellent card received, Carp. Yeah, going to map 3, man.
Yeah.
Great Overwatch.
Yeah, great Overwatch. You know, Havoc, I thought handedly, you know, on their attack side, pushed right through for a very quick take on that point A and then pushing that cart. But Lion Pirates, you know, delayed a little bit, found an outstanding strategy using that Symmetra teleporter, go into the back line and force the defensive team to attack into you. And then after that, just really never letting up, doing a great job just driving that cart forward at all times. Topo and Krifu finding the eliminations on the backside of their tank line. So Lion Pirates, an outstanding job on that attack side to secure that map win for them on Eichenwald. And it looks like the teams now, as we get Havoc, going to decide their map pick for map 3 for all the beans.
Yeah, and hey, I got to give a shout out to everybody that's participating in chat and all 16 of you guys that have stuck with us on our second game for the evening. You know, we appreciate you joining for the 8 o'clock, but also we do have some games as well. Every Thursday, we do 2 hours of Overwatch. Youth watch 6th to 12th graders battling it out with a few of our extra teams like the Lion Pirates and the Pearakeets and the Scissortails who jump in to help us fill. Shout out to all those guys for participating. Great games earlier. Glitch won over Atoka 2-1, so that went to map 3. It looks like our map 3 is going to be... What map is this? What map are we going to?
We're going to Havana.
Havana.
We're going to beautiful downtown Havana, the escort map. You know, I think that this is another one of those maps that's you love it or you hate it.
I personally like the map. I like the long lines. I like to see Widowmakers played here on defense. I like to see Ash played on defense, and it looks like that's what we're going to be seeing this time too. It looks like Krifu's on the Ash, and Topo sticking to his favorite Genji there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, defense looking to probably, you know, most commonly, you know, you set up on that high ground. You can kind of hide behind, you know, some of the map architecture and get a lot of really nice long sight lines on that cart as we go into this escort map. You know, that enemy team, that attacking team, ultimately has to play around that payload. So if you can get a good off angle where you can see that payload, you can apply a ton of pressure to that attacking team as defense now, as we look to see where the Lion Pirates are going to set up their scurvy pirate ship.
Hold up. I think saw Effie doing some bird watching on cam there for a minute there before that engaged. He was watching some pigeons there.
Oh, he might have been. It's almost as good as the chickens in Counter-Strike. You gotta pay some respect to the art teams and the wildlife department here from Blizzard as they put in some of that nice ambiances. The Lion Pirates looking to hold this bottom corner high ground. So you give up a little bit of straight cart push, not a ton of advantage, because these last two team fights are really where the make or break is. Dylan finding the fire strike early on to Nackley, not being topped off, but Imperium doing a great job finding the critical damage onto War Bunny's Tracer. So using those projectile damage orbs of the Zenyatta to eliminate a high value target like War Bunny. Well done to Imperium. And now as they're going to have to back up and give space, Havoc doing a great job pushing the cart forward. As Sleepy's going to end up demeched, but Dylan doing a great job keeping that shield up. But now the Lion Pirates stacking on the eliminations, finding 3 in their favor, putting a stop to this opening push of Havoc.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something. Havoc's going to have to do something to take out Krifu up there on that high ground with Ash. They just don't really have anything that they can throw up there to counter him other than Sleepy. You know, and while Sleepy does a great job of going up there and countering, I'm going to need a little bit more power to
oh,
take
and we
him
say that
down.
Exotic being cheeky in the back line, not opting to retreat all the way out, but finding, dang it now. So Anna taken off the table. Looking Exotic now, must have been listening to the stream, trying to find that little bit of push, but now War Bunny and Exotic both DPS taken off the line, but not before now. We see the supports were staggered, so that Anna stagger early from Exotic, and then War Bunny finding Zen is going to put them in a great spot going forward, as this first checkpoint is going to come really close. 2.3 meters though. Topo using that reflect to delay, but Dylan swinging that hammer. It's kind of hard to deflect a 1-ton hammer swinging at you as a Genji.
He's got aimbot. He's got aimbot turned on, I think.
Absolutely. So Havoc now securing that damage. So doing a great job finding what they needed to do to succeed is Dylan. Dylan just riding the wave of energy, pushing back on the Lime Pirates. And now we see the cart coming forward with 2 people on it. So moving about, 2/3 as fast as it could with that three-man cart push as fast as it'll go. So Dylan trying to buy more time as we see now the ultimates are coming online for each team, as a lot of it online for the Lime Pirates. Certainly their pirate ship is fully loaded with ult value, but Dylan going for the bamboozle around the outside now as 3 eliminations coming in. War Bunny finds 1 with the pulse bomb, but Dylan finds 2 with the shatter and finds a 3rd with that fire strike. So a very unconventional flank maneuver from Dylan as Havoc now pushing forward to this second checkpoint, and Exotic looking to be a little cheekier, but the tank line pushing forward ever more so. But now getting a little overzealous maybe as Knackley comes in with his own shatter, knocks him down to allow Jess to pick him up and drop him now, as the investment big time coming in with 4 ultimates used there from the Lime Pirates.
They had a nanoed Genji blade there, just putting them up in the air. That's 3. What was the other one? Was there a
let's
plan?
see. Knackley used the shatter, and then Jess was able to use that Sigma ultimate to pick up the shattered and broken remains of the Havoc push now. As Havoc looking to come back into this re-engage, and Krifu taking this off angle with the soldier, just able to pour the damage on. And the Lime Pirates are going to jump into this very tight choke into this low ground area and just pile on with the eliminations, as Havoc's forced to back up. Imperium finding War Bunny on his escape with those Zenyatta orbs doing immense damage if they catch you out. So Havoc
in those little corners like that, that's when you want to have one of those big burst damage players. So it looks like that, Havoc's going to try to go a different direction and throw something crazy at the Pirates.
Coming up onto the high ground now is we see plenty of ults online now. There is Dangit's anti-grenade going to find War Bunny. He's not going to be able to be healed, topped off at all, but Carp going to try to rally her team forward using that coalescence, healing those that need to be healed. Sleepy Tiger finding the nuke Diva Bomb onto Dangit. Dylan finding Jess with the hammer. Dylan trying to use that shatter to pick up the supports as Imperium finds his escape, but now he has escaped right into 5 Havoc players. Not the place you want to be as Zen. His little floaty robot legs not going to be able to carry him to safety. Now as Havoc pushing onto this checkpoint.
Someone will clip that. I don't know how the shatter didn't hit Imperium there.
And again, we see Jess finding 3 with that Sigma ult, gonna lift them up, followed quickly by the Dangit anti-grenade. The nano boost onto Knackley. Krifu finds the right click. Again, man, the Lime Pirates doing such a great job of building their ultimates up and coming in and finding huge value every time. So you'd hate to say, oh, we're over-investing our ultimates, but every time they invest, they soundly win that team fight, as Carp doing her best to stall out the objective, all while baking up that objective time. So under a minute left now with 3 meters to go. Lime Pirates have said this is where we're gonna hold, this is where we're gonna reinforce, and they've come out that top window time and time again and weathered the storm as Exotic pour in. But Dylan, finding that fire strike on the Topo. An unfortunate pickup there on the Lime Pirates, but maybe we'll see. Sleepy Tiger gonna come in all on her mech. They're gonna be demeched very quickly. Dylan with the big charge again onto Jess, but Krifu now going to use that soldier visor to zone everybody away, because those bullets are coming if he can see you, and forcing you now. Imperium going to find another elimination on the Zen. Dang it with the nade. So Lime Pirates again weathering the storm, finding the eliminations. 4 now down, 5 now as overtime ticks down. So Lime Pirates holding the line with 3 meters left, doing a fantastic job using their team comp and abilities to hold them short of that second checkpoint.
Yeah, that was some great playing. Some of the things that I really recognize is how great and some of the improvement that some of the players have made. You know, there again, Carp with the long holds there on the objective time, as well as getting almost 7K on healing. So look at the healing of Havoc versus the healing of the Pirates. You know, they've almost done double, at least 3,000 more than they have. So that's really interesting. And then the damage and the limbs pretty close. I think this is some pretty even Overwatch here.
Yeah, it's certainly extremely even, you know, and you know those respawns as you get farther along to that second checkpoint. You know, the Lion Pirates able to to respawn and get set up so much more quickly than the offensive team, than the team on attack. And I think maybe a little bit of defender spawn advantage there as we saw towards the end. But credit where credit's due, Lion Pirates putting on a clinic on that last line defense there. Using ultimates when they needed to. They knew their backs were up against the wall and say, hey, if we lose, if we give up this checkpoint with ults, you don't get anything, on the backside. You don't get bonus points now. But Havoc gonna have to do the same thing. Almost gonna have to find the defensive hold here.
Exotic going to the Echo with Krifu on the Widowmaker is going to be really, really interesting. See if they can.
Krifu there finding the one-shot headshot there. Yeah, very quickly onto Exotic. But Dylan getting in the Dylan getting into the mix quickly on ball, trying to find those pile drives as he's zooming through, bouncing off the maps, bouncing off the trucks, as he's looking to just harass that back line now. As you can see, the Lion Pirates are extremely spread out, and Warbunny falling to the spider mine of Krifu now as he was doing his best to get into that back line to deny it. And the big sleep as Dang It sleeps the Dylan hamster ball from way up in the air, finding that elimination. And now Lion Pirates looking to press forward to apply that pressure as they move on to this first checkpoint. Curious to see how Havoc reinforces in defense. Warbunny, though, finally getting in there, finding Krifu, and Dylan rolls up, uses the wall bounce to get that pile drive in, get those shields built up as Dylan and Sleepy Tiger looking to harass that main line, but finding again Dang It with the very nice grenade to deny healing with the mines coming out from Dylan right on the point. So that's going to certainly add additional contesting time to the point now as Havoc looking to trickle in, finding Imperium with the mines. Jess, though, finding the bank shot, using that map geometry to bank those in. Topo finding Warbunny. Lion Pirates eventually coming out on top of this fight now as the last bit of Havoc trickle into delay here as Exotic still zooming around on the Echo, using that beam, using the sticky bombs, and that triangular left click shot. Ooh, Topo, a very nice dash into Sleepy Tiger and Daydream, finding two as Dylan spins to win, but there it is, Imperium with the shield bash on the brig to kill that momentum, stop the spin. Dang It there secures the elimination now. With the trickle in, I think Havoc's gonna say, hey, okay, that's enough, guys, let's back it up.
That great stall there by Dylan at the end. Spinning to win it sometimes will make it.
And there's the nano Genji coming in. Topo looking at that, but Havoc just gonna run away, doing a great job as the Exotic stickies land onto that. Topo end up falling. So Havoc, a great job kiting away, denying any eliminations from that. But still, it allows the cart to move forward as Havoc has to back up now. Imperium gonna use that rally, push his team forward. As that nuke comes in, though, everyone does a good job on Lion Pirates to kite that damage away, using that line of sight to deny any eliminations from that Sleepy Tiger nuke as she goes back into the mech, and using that DM to keep Daydream alive while he retreats back. So Sleepy Tiger doing a great job as Dylan now is going to run in, use those mines to try to deny space. Krifu using that visor on Soldier, but again, Havoc doing such a great job avoiding that incoming ult damage from all of those damaging ults. Certainly that Genji blade, nothing to be trifled with, though. Now as we see Lion Pirates going to push forward, moving this cart as they find the eliminations. But Dylan, again, pile driving into the back line. He comes in, stalls the cart. Oh, a good shatter there coming out from Knackley. Ends up putting Sleepy Tiger onto the ground. Oh, Dylan ends up a sleepy hamster on the high ground and drops back onto the cart. So Lion Pirates doing a good job finding eliminations, but unfortunately Dylan has been allowed to stay alive this time, and each time he rolls in, stalls the cart, rolls in, stalls the cart, and this cart, since turning the corner, hasn't gone very far.
It looks like they're trying to take Carp out, but they just couldn't catch up to her. She's flying around. It looks like Carp's going to try and turn it. Oh, they got Snackly. They got him.
And they got him. So Havoc doing a great job riding on the coattails of Dylan, zooming in, zooming out. You know, ultra high mobility if Hammond, you know, is played well, and certainly Dylan putting on a clinic. Shadows of 22 in the future, doing a great job stalling. But Krifu now looking to be a little cheeky, maybe coming around as he's gonna come in and pour that damage on. But Jess again finds a big Sigma ult, finding Carp, so taking that damage amplification, that healing staff off the table. Genji now coming in, Topo using the Nano Blade, investing it again, finding Daydream, 2 supports and a DPS, falling to him as Sleepy using that Diva Bomb to try to find a little bit of extra damage. And Nackley again using that Shatter to put the Havoc team on their back as they get closer and closer now to finding the point. Carp gonna try to find the revive, unfortunately gets booped away as this cart gets closer and closer to the point. We'll see if they can't find a touch now as Havoc looks to drop on Imperium, finding his mirror. Now Dylan on the point, looking to stall. We're looking for Dylan to try to keep alive long enough, but there it is. The shield bash coming in to allow the Nackley charge to pick up Dylan and push him into the wall. Sleepy now coming in as they try to trickle down, but Lion Pirates set up nicely on top to push this cart over the line.
And that Lion Pirates will take it. That's the last point. So Lion Pirates take it 2-1 over Team Havoc. Havoc with such a strong showing in the beginning. You know, I'm really surprised that they were able to come back. That the Lion Pirates were able to come back and take out Havoc. You know, it's just a few little things there at the kind of end that allowed the Lion Pirates to win. Some ult usage there by Havoc, and excellent play by the Zen. Like typically I don't see a Zen getting a play of the game. But
yeah, absolutely. You know, Lion Pirates finding what they needed to find on the defensive side, you know, defending with 2.5 meters for that checkpoint. Reinforcing where they need to reinforce, but finding those eliminations together as a team and weathering that storm of Havoc. And, you know, Havoc just couldn't find that last little bit of defense. You know, Dylan and Sleepy Tiger doing such a great job, Carp healing everybody. You know, really not a lot to be down about if I'm Havoc. You know, a loss certainly stings. It doesn't feel good to lose, but man, if I'm that close, knowing going into the next week after this bye week for spring break, I'm right there against a very good, mechanically sound team like the Lion Pirates.
You know, and I think the whole time we were talking about this, Dane, we were saying how even both teams were, and I you know, I couldn't have put a predictor on either of the teams. But you bring up a good point. Everybody, thank you for tuning in this evening. Next week, we are experiencing spring break, so we will not have any matches on Thursday. We do have some special things for some of the new players that have just joined Oath League. We'll be doing kind of a new player camp. So if you're one of the players that have been new to Oath League, you're getting to participate in that. But if you're still on the fence about joining, you are welcome to join and jump right into our spring break little mini new player camp. So if you're interested in that, of course, you can go to oathleague.com. Email me directly at ready@oathleague.com. Thank you all the teams. Thank you all the players that have participated. Thank you everybody in chat, all 13 of you guys that are left watching with us. Dane, I know I am exhausted after watching the edge of the seat matches that we just saw a couple of times playing. So I am going to head on off to bed, and I hope all our players head off to do their homework or finish their homework or get tucked in bed so that they can be ready for the day tomorrow. I'm Refresh. I'm heading out. Dane?
I'm Ben Kaler. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in with us. Another week 4 Overwatch in the books. We'll get on some spring break. I wish I could have spring break. Man, that'd be awesome. I need to talk to somebody about that. But again, we're Oath League. Check out social media. It's been awesome. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Oath League out.